LPT request: how to tell an ordinary event in an interesting way. Today, while I was going to the gym, a drunk man randomly stopped me and tried to provoke me in a fight. After a short discussion, I just walked away. I told this unusual event to my partner, and when I said then I just said have a nice day and walked away. She just sat there staring at me, and eventually said okay and changed subject. I realize this type of situation happens often, not only with her, but with my friends as well. I feel when people tell a story, they manage to make it more interesting. How do I improve my short storytelling? From their reaction, it sounds like they are not sure why you are telling them this story. Think about why you're telling the person this story. Did it make you feel scared and you want to convey that? Did you find something about the situation funny and want to share a laugh? It sounds like all you're doing is narrating your life. That blank stare is okay, but what was the point of telling me this? Single quote. Don't tell it as bullet points. Tell it like a conversation with a mix of emotions, descriptions, thoughts and actions. Instead, a homeless guy walked into the gym and provoked me. You can say a guy walked into the gym. He had a really tattered and dirty look, so I thought to myself that it's a homeless guy. He looked straight at me and started shouting, "What are you looking at?" I was taken back. If you put the listener within your mind frame step by step, you'll create a more engaging story. The delivery is super important, if not more so than the words. Pauses, telling with enthusiasm, eye contact, hand gestures, etc. Take a look at the best stand-up comedians, they're the best storytellers. In this specific example, where I assume you want to elicit some sort of outrage at the situation, you play up what's upsetting about the scenario instead of telling it plainly. Phrases like, and get this, you wouldn't believe, this dickface had the audacity, to help bring the listener into the scenario. If you frame the story with language that contextualizes your emotion, your listeners are more likely to resonate with that emotion. If you tell it and you don't sound surprised or taken aback yourself, why would they? Hook them with a shocking statement. Today I almost got into a fight. This is key. Create emotional connection, talking about how you were feeling all the way. At first I was curious, then I felt fear, but then I was just disappointed. Create tension. Wait till I tell you what I learned about myself and about humanity after this. Bonus tip: make people laugh using honesty and raising the stakes. Obviously this exchange is important for you because it was dangerous. Make it look dangerous, and important for other people too, because it could happen to all of us. Good luck. Word usage can help a lot. An example: plain story. A deer ate all the tomatoes in my garden this weekend. Lame. I'll never feed them corn again. Better word usage: the local wildlife committed an act of war against my vegetable garden. I've retaliated with corn sanctions. End all your stories with, and then we had sex. People like hand gestures, expressive emotions, and exaggerated words. Don't lie. Simply expand the truth. Humor. Hook them. Tell them what you're going to tell them. Tell them. End open-ended. Hun, I almost got my ass beat by a homeless guy today. Yeah, I was walking out of the gym feeling good about myself, then this Hugh Jackman in Wolverine looking homeless dude starts walking towards me yelling nonsense. I am thinking, damn, I am about to get my ass beat by a homeless dude at 2 p.m. on a fucking Tuesday? So I try some Dr. Phil shit and tell him, bro, we are on the same side. Then he looks at me, and for some reason that made sense to him, and he just walks off. Thank the Lord. Have you ever been in a fight? There is an art to storytelling, and roundabout way does not work for all people. You need to make sure to disengage with the audience. A good example is all of the Dune movies has voiceovers of what the characters are thinking as they are speaking with other characters. Imagine those same scenes with the actors directly speaking both the conversation and thought. Voiceover in the conversation. Sometimes I have to interrupt my wife when she is telling me a story as I have completely lost track of what is going on. Whether you say it out loud or just to yourself. ALWAYS begin with, let me tell you a story. As the legendary bard Volo would say, every story benefits from a dragon. Try Toastmasters. They can teach you to be a more engaging speaker. Using things like vocal variety, gestures, eye contact and body movement. After her reaction at the end of the story you could have added, so I invited him round to stay the night. He'll be here in 20 minutes. Try and get a laugh from a situation like that. That's what I'd do. 5 steps to telling a story. Who wanted but so then? I was just heading into the gym today and this drunk homeless guy appeared out of nowhere and tried to start a fight with me, but there's no way I'm gonna get in a fistfight in broad daylight. Obviously. So I laughed and told him to have a nice day. Right? Then I wasn't sure if he was going to back off. So I watched him for a bit to make sure he wasn't bothering anyone else. Crazy. Right? I used to tell me ex-wife long and exciting stories about ordinary stuff all the time. She'd end up just staring at me like, expressionless. So you went to the store and couldn't find what I needed to finish dinner. Relationship off. Watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. Lots of great storytelling about real-life events. It's probably because most people don't really care about what people tell them. Usually, reactions are played up so people don't feel the way you do, as if people don't care about what you're telling them. You just so happen to be around people that don't pretend to care. So I'd take that happily. Feel it when you say it. I says to the guy or he says to me, he says to me, he goes, it gets a reaction every time. Sounds like your partner is rude AF. Your storytelling is fine. Your listener wasn't a very good listener. Not every story has to be dramatic or climatic. It's normal to want to talk about something strange in your day. The normal thing would have been to ask how that made you feel or what his reaction was to you simply walking away. It's not your fault they wanted to change the conversation and didn't try to show interest in your topic. Pick your story. This is called oversharing. I once had someone spend 5 minutes telling me their morning routine, with particular emphasis on how they brushed their teeth. The whole time, I was waiting for the point. If you really feel the need to share, make it about something it made you think about, perhaps homelessness, random aggression, etc. Make it relevant to the other person. Maybe even bring up something similar you recall them telling you about. Or make it funny. Perhaps I should have fought him. Maybe I would have won a trophy in the National Tramp Stomp. Or perhaps you did a great job of storytelling and you build up her expectations that something like you beating his ass was what she was anticipating. Example: this homeless guy straight up got in face and started shit. I was so pissed and confused. I was lit, then I said have a day and walked off. The ending was anti-climate. I would expect my partner to listen and reflect some feeling there. Her wow, that must have been scary. No. I wasn't exactly scared but definitely felt uneasy. Her, I'm no glad everything ended up okay. Yeah, me too. I guess it could have ended differently. I just think our partners can put a little effort into deciphering our feelings with an entertaining delivery or rehearsal and not just blow ya off. If you're really in a relationship. Friends too. Maybe coworkers or gym's buddies might not. But I hope I'm a better friend than that. Are you me? My stories always fall flat. I'm a bad storyteller. That's all.